There's a harsh truth. Your cat does not actually feel guilty, even when they've just knocked over a plant pot, shredded an entire roll of toilet paper, and turned your living room into a battlefield. There's no conscience eating them up, no dramatic repentance arc like in the movies. But right after that, they come back, purring to rub against your leg, headbutt you, lick your hand, knead on your lap, slow blink, flop over to show their belly, bring a gift and drop it in front of you, raise their tail straight up to invite you to play, or quietly lie down right next to you like a little shadow, only glancing at you from time to time. That is not a cute performance. Those are 10 reconciliation rituals in proper feline language. In this video, we're going to code 10 ways cats apologize that they themselves don't have a name for, and more importantly, how you should respond so that you both fix the destructive behavior and avoid shattering the fragile trust your cat has in you. When you lose your temper, your cat doesn't suddenly install Morality Update 1.0. What they switch on is, my person is not okay. I need to bring them back into the safe zone. And here are 10 ways they usually do that, partly to calm themselves down and partly to reconnect the bond between you two. Ritual number 1, the cool down purr. You yell, Luna gets startled and runs off for a moment, then she comes back, lies near you, and starts purring nonstop. Many people think this means, I'm sorry. But in reality, this is your cat's body flipping on its own stress reduction mode. The vibration frequency of purring falls within a range that helps them self-soothe, stabilize heart rate, and at the same time sends you a signal, I don't want to fight with you. The best way to respond is not to coldly ignore them, but to lower your voice, speak slowly, and avoid grabbing or petting roughly. Let your cat purr next to you for a few minutes, then gently stroke them if you see their ears and tail have relaxed. If the purr comes with rapid breathing, dilated pupils, hiding, or avoidance, that purring may be due to anxiety or pain. In that case, apologizing is no longer the main issue. Their health becomes the priority. Ritual number 2, the slow blink, I'm not attacking you, please don't hate me. After the crime scene, you walk back into the room and see Tiger sitting on the chair, looking at you. Instead of staring with eyes wide open, he blinks very slowly, closing his eyes, opening them again, then turning his head slightly away. In feline body language, that's an extremely friendly signal. I'm not trying to threaten you. When your cat sends you a slow blink kiss shortly after a tense moment, it means they are actively trying to de-escalate the conflict. In return, you should slow blink back at them, then gently look away. Just that tiny gesture helps your cat understand, my person is no longer about to explode. What you shouldn't do is stare back intensely. To a cat, that's a challenge, which will only make the atmosphere heavier. Ritual number 3, licking and rubbing. I still see you as family. You're sitting on the sofa, still annoyed, when Travis quietly jumps up, licks your hand a few times, rubs his cheek against your wrist, then lies down. In the cat world, licking and cheek rubbing are not random actions. They're caregiving rituals between bonded individuals. When your cat licks your hand or face and rubs against you right after being scolded, they're using a care ritual to remind you, even though something just happened, I still see you as my family. In that moment, you don't need to grab them and squeeze them tight. Just let them be, speak softly, and stroke them lightly a few times. Note, if your cat licks obsessively to the point of bald patches, that's no longer an apology, but a sign of stress or a medical issue that needs to be checked. Ritual number 4, headbutting and forehead rubs. You belong to my safe zone. Many times after being told off, Pumpkin will circle around behind you, then come back and gently bump his forehead against your leg or your hand with a soft purr. This behavior is called bunting, rubbing parts of the body that have scent glands, forehead, cheeks, on people and objects that matter. Emotionally, this is your cat's way of saying, "You're still mine, and I still want your scent on me." After a conflict, the fact that your cat still chooses to mark you with their scent is a very good sign. All you need to do is lean down, offer your hand for them to rub against, and say a few calmer words. For cats who don't usually headbutt but suddenly do it after you scold them, treat it as the olive branch they're extending to make peace.
Ritual number 5, kneading. Let me borrow you as my safe shelter. After being scolded, Bear will always climb onto your lap, place his front paws on you, and start kneading, as if working dough, eyes half closed. This behavior is rooted in kittenhood. Kittens need their mother's belly to stimulate milk flow. In adult cats, that motion is a time bridge that pulls them back to a primal feeling of safety. After a clash, if your cat chooses your lap, your belly, or the blanket over your legs as a place to knead, it means they're using you as a safe base to self-soothe, while also pulling you into the ritual. This feels like when I was next to my mom. Please don't push me away again. Unless they're pressing on a surgery site or a painful area on your body, try to give them a few minutes of therapeutic kneading before you gently redirect them to another activity. Don't forget to stay with us until the end. The next parts are full of even more interesting insights, and the final ritual will definitely surprise you and make you smile. Ritual number 6, showing the belly. Exposing their weak spot, not clowning around. Right after getting scolded, many cats will do exactly what Milo does. Flop onto their back, twist their body, and stick their paws up in the air not far from you. A lot of people think this is acting dumb or playing around, but biologically, the belly is the most vulnerable area on a cat. It holds all the vital organs. When your cat chooses to show their belly after a tense moment, they're saying, "I trust you enough to lie in my weakest position in front of you." It's a kind of vulnerable posture. You don't have to rub their belly. Most cats actually hate that. You just need to avoid lunging toward them or making sudden movements that will startle them. Respecting their space in that moment is the gift you give back to the trust they've just offered you. Ritual number 7, bringing gifts, paying off my crime with trophies. Loki often chooses high-level diplomacy by bringing a toy, a leaf, or even the body of a bug or mouse and placing it near you. For cats, sharing trophies is a pack bonding behavior. Valuable things, food, prey, are not kept just for themselves, but brought to share. Your cat doesn't understand breaking a vase equals wrong, but they do understand my human is angry, not safe. Bringing a gift is their attempt to say, "I'm bringing something important to me, to you. Can we stop fighting now?" You don't have to praise the act of bringing dead mice, especially if you don't want them to keep hunting, but you also shouldn't yell even more. Calmly clean it up, then swap the mouse for an interactive toy, so your cat still feels that their attempt to reconnect was acknowledged. They just need to express it in another way. Ritual number 8, coming closer with tail up. Please don't turn your back on me. After you've ignored them for a few minutes, Garfield suddenly walks straight toward you, tail held high like an antenna, tip quivering slightly, head tilted up a bit. This is one of the most positive social signals in cat language, a friendly greeting showing trust and willingness to interact. When your cat uses this tail up walk immediately following a conflict, they're sending a request. Please don't shut me out anymore. You can respond with one stroke along the body from head to the base of the tail and say something short in a softer tone. If you still need to maintain boundaries, for example, you don't want them jumping on the kitchen counter, just correct that specific behavior and avoid dumping your whole emotional load onto the relationship itself. Ritual number 9, inviting you to play, turning conflict into fun. After being scolded, Felix often comes back with a favorite toy in his mouth or starts chasing a ball back and forth right in front of you, occasionally glancing at you as if to say, "Wanna join?" Play is how cats burn off tension, release energy, and rebuild positive associations. When your cat invites you to play while the atmosphere is still heavy, that's a very smart invitation, shifting the focus from the incident to a pleasant shared experience. You don't have to instantly laugh and act like nothing happened, but if you can, spend a few minutes playing with them. It helps them relieve stress and also helps you get out of a prolonged, irritated state.
Ritual number 10, the silent shadow. I don't dare touch you yet, but I'm not leaving you. There is a type of apology that is very easy to overlook. Lily doesn't purr, doesn't headbutt, doesn't invite you to play. She just quietly lies closer to you than usual. At the edge of the bed, the corner of the sofa, right under your desk, close enough to see you, but still at a safe distance. Her ears are turned toward you. She occasionally glances over, then pretends to sleep again. This is passive peacemaking. She's not confident enough yet to ask for affection, but she decides not to hide under the bed or disappear. She chooses to stay inside your orbit as a small way of saying, "I'm still here. When you're ready, please call me." At this point, as long as you don't keep yelling, don't chase her away, and don't use physical punishment, you've helped this silent ritual complete itself. Later, when you see her more relaxed, you can gently reach out your hand and call her name once in a normal tone. All of these rituals are not staged apologies in a human sense, but ways your cat uses to lower stress and pull you back into being their safe person. Every time you recognize and respond correctly, the trust between you grows one more layer. If we put emotions aside for a moment and look purely through a scientific lens, the answer is a bit anticlimactic. Up to now, there is no solid evidence that cats truly experience guilt the way humans understand it. That crouched posture, ears flattened, eyes wide after you yell at them, is in most cases a fear response and an attempt to avoid conflict, not some moral self-examination happening in their head. A cat's brain runs on very practical priorities. It focuses on 3 main jobs: staying alive, predicting what will happen next, and keeping key relationships safe, and that includes you. When your voice suddenly gets sharp, your face tightens, your footsteps get heavier, your cat's internal alarm system flips on immediately. Heart rate goes up, stress hormones rise, and the body prepares to run away, freeze, or find a way to calm you down. What cats are truly brilliant at is not self-blame, but reading you. Over time, they learn through very simple associations. This kind of voice equals safe. That kind of voice equals tense. This expression equals being petted. That expression equals about to be scolded. From those little pieces, the apology rituals form: purring to cool things down, licking and rubbing to reconnect, headbutting and scent marking to say, "We're still one group," showing the belly to test whether you're still a safe zone, bringing gifts or inviting play to pull both of you out of the heavy mood. Every time your cat does one of these things and receives a softer response from you, their brain just adds one more line. After a conflict, doing this makes things better. No concept of guilt is required, just repeated chains of experience. Once you understand this, you'll stop expecting your cat to deliver a proper grown-up apology and instead focus on what you actually can control: managing the environment, retraining behavior in a way their brain understands, and keeping the relationship safe enough that after every tense moment, they still dare to come back to you with those 10 quiet rituals. The biggest misunderstanding starts with this sentence. He knows he did something wrong, you can see it on his face. That crouched posture, flattened ears, and wide open eyes after you explode in anger are almost always fear and avoidance, not a conscience eating them up. If you believe they know they're guilty, it becomes very easy to justify yelling, dragging the cat over and shoving their nose near the broken object, even hitting them so they remember for life, while all the cat's brain records is, being near this person in these situations equals danger. They don't learn a moral lesson, they only learn to be more afraid of you. Another type of punishment that sounds gentler but is just as harmful is total silence. Not looking at them, not calling them, not playing with them all day. For a social creature that survives on bonds, having their trusted person suddenly go offline is a form of chronic, low-level stress. They don't understand, I'm being punished, so I learn from this. They just feel their familiar world has suddenly turned a few degrees colder. On the opposite extreme, there are people who are way too lenient. Oh, well, it's just a cat, and ignore things like jumping onto a hot stove, clinging to balcony railings, or scratching children until they bleed. Without boundaries, there is no safety frame. If a cat is not clearly guided, it's very hard for them to tell what is play and what is danger. The fix starts with dropping the idea of forcing your cat to know they were wrong. When an incident happens, prioritize safety first. Clear away broken pieces, check if your cat is injured, and move them out of the area with calm movements. No throwing, no squeezing. When everything settles, look at the root cause. Where are the fragile items placed? Does your cat have enough scratching posts, enough toys, enough time playing with you? Instead of dumping your anger on the consequences, take the initiative to adjust the environment and daily routine. At the same time, teach in a language your cat's brain truly understands: consistency and rewards.
Cats can't say I'm sorry, and they don't sit there blaming themselves like humans do. But after every destruction incident, they patiently bring out their entire toolkit of clumsy little rituals: purring by your side, slow blinking, licking your hand, headbutting you, kneading on your lap, flopping over to show their belly, bringing you a gift, walking back with their tail held high, inviting you to play, or just quietly lying nearby as a silent shadow. That's not a performance. It's how a small body tries to keep you inside its world. The rest is up to you. What kind of reaction do you choose? Another sharp shout? A smack? Or one deep breath, clearing up the broken pieces and then slowly retraining the behavior within a safer framework? Every time you take the trouble to really notice one of those 10 rituals and respond a little more gently, you're talking to your cat in the language they understand best. From that foundation, bad behavior finally has a chance to be corrected instead of being buried under layers of fear. Next time your full-time destruction criminal causes another incident, try to notice which ritual they use to make peace. Comment below, which of today's 10 ways does your cat usually apologize with? Or do they have a completely unique style of their own? If this video helped you soften toward your cat even a little, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who's also living with a little wrecker who loves you.